Chat Attack, everybody. We are here. Yes, we are late. Just by a little bit this time, okay? Don't you fucking talk shit to us, you motherfuckers, you. God damn it. People, we are here, and it's gonna be a special one, as you see by the thumbnail. Let me lower this shit down just a tiny bit, but as you guys can see by the thumbnail, it's Star Wars Day, man. It's Star Wars Day, and I honestly am very, very afraid of how much fighting is going to be done, if there will be any kind of fighting. But I'm not by myself over here. We got Allie. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, peeps?
Hi there, peoples. And then we got Ganja, the gurus.
What's up, everybody?
Yes! Now, here's the thing, man. I gotta tell you, I watched it last night, The Last Jedi, and if you guys want to, like, you know, talk about this one, make sure to message us on Facebook or something like that, because we're not using Double Toasted Chat tonight, because right now, Sammy ain't seen shit going on. Wait, ain't shit going on. I think I fucked that all up.
No. You were just talking from personal experience.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, man, but Sammy ain't seen shit is going on currently right now on the site, and then they got the movie extravaganza. So we got two things over here, Home Alone, and then you got these, it looks like indie movies. I don't know what the fuck's going on there, but people definitely check out Double Toasted, and if you guys want to watch us later on in the archives, or watch them in the archives, you can make that decision. But, once again, Double Toasted, check that shit out. People are not fans of Double Toasted. I really do think I should check out their YouTube, things like that. But aside from that, we got lots of other topics to talk about tonight. But I'm really, really hyped. So let us know if you guys want to get into the call to talk about Last Jedi and the spoilers. We're not reviewing it. We already did that shit. And I'm surprised that we didn't get any more yelling at us and whatnot for the whole entire...
Oh, no, that chat blew up, man. The fact that we got like 4 or 5 comments out of it, I'm surprised. Matter of fact, real quick, I want to do a shout out to Zone Blade. Yeah, Gwenpool got canceled. It's a shitty-ass comic book.
Wait, Gwenpool? What is Gwenpool?
Gwenpool is a version of, I think it's Gwen Stacy from the Spider-Man universe, and she turns into Deadpool.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's really awful.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm going to actually look this up really quick, too. I'm already not digging this fucking whole thing here.
It's just a cutesy version of Deadpool, so all her stuff are like... It's Marvel's excuse to go anime, really. From what all the people I see who are fans of Gwenpool are usually kind of the same people that are weeaboos. Like, looking in the background, like, there's the same animation style of, there's anime character shout-outs and whatnot. Like, yeah, this... I mean, I get it, like, the whole appeal for it, like, for females, but the more people I find that are into it are fucking dudes.
Yeah.
And I think they're more into it because of the cutesy vibe and all the... It's a My Little Pony syndrome, somewhat.
Yeah, no, and by the way, too, I'm looking at the YouTube chat right there. BBM says he wants to join the call. Yeah, man, go ahead and hit me up on Facebook, and then I can get back to, like, you know, in a, he's like, been here long enough, I still don't know how to fucking do this shit. No, we'll actually get into that right now. Like, usually on the Double Toasted account, or on Double Toasted site, we would send you a PM. But we're not doing it this time because of certain reasons. So what you should definitely do is go to my personal Facebook or go to our Facebook page. Which, speaking of our Facebook page, Mr. Ganja Guru, why don't you tell them about that Facebook page, son?
All right, guys, make sure to check out our Midnight Chat Attack Facebook page where we do live streams, also known as the Untitled Video Game Show, which we're going to be doing on Friday. As well, you know, we put our memes, special artwork, and all those usual gifts that you like sending us in our either PM boxes or on our Facebook. It's basically a place that we can have all our stuff archived so everyone can go and enjoy it. Also, make sure to hit us inside the DM so you guys got questions tonight or any questions for us as a crew so we can all see it as one.
Oh,
so make sure to check out the Midnight Chat Attack Facebook page, y'all.
Absolutely, yes. And if you guys can hear that Gmail thing, we might be having a guest on tonight, a guest from a certain show that we always are fighting up against. For some reason, I'm part of it as well. But the ringside hangout, we're going to have somebody on here and to talk about Star Wars and whatnot, too. Hopefully it doesn't get too violent. If it does, I'm going to have to fucking spank.
Man, if they're wrong, they're wrong, Nick. That's how I feel.
Oh, that's unfortunate. But yeah, people know it's going to be cool as shit. It'll be fun. Even Allie's like, oh, God, that's not good. Yeah, man, but we'll see about that. But then here's the thing, too. It's like, on top of just talking about Star Wars, on top of talking about the stuff on the side, we just want you to just talk to us in general. Just have a good, fun, old conversation and hang out with the folks. And when you do that, there is some rules that you have to follow, because if you don't follow those rules and things get a little bit confused, we can't hear what the fuck you're saying, things like that. So, Ganja Guru, why don't you tell them about those rules, dog?
Always, dude. I'm kind of the rule keeper around this way because, you know, I like to break rules, so I know how to force them too, y'all. So, for example, rule number 1, newcomers, join the call first. We're all about those fresh, new-smelling faces, those people we haven't seen in a while or just seen it for the first time. So hit us up inside our Facebook pages or just let us know in the YouTube chat room and go through Nick's Facebook page and we'll get you onto the show. Rule number 2, do not talk over each other. Man, this is a planned show, Nick. That includes you talking over me because it just ruins audio quality and viewing for later pleasures, guys. Rule number 3, please no nudity. Speaking of pleasure, we don't give that kind of pleasure here. So make sure to keep your junk in your pants and your shit in your shirt because we're not Pornhub and YouTube don't like that. Rule number 4, do not give anyone else the link. Like I keep saying, a planned show, folks, that includes who comes off for certain topics and segments. And if you're handing out the link, they get kicked out, and so does your dumbass for handing it out. Rule number 5, read the rules. And Allie, girl, I hope your mom ain't there to hear this.
Don't be a mean person.
Oh, she is there, and she did hear this. And I will say, don't be a fucking dick, especially when it comes to Last Jedi stuff. We are definitely going to disagree. Do not start no shit. I will fucking... and then cut your shit off, and then your clothes will fall to the floor, because in Star Wars, for some reason, when people get their limbs chopped off, their clothes go with it, too, or whatever the fuck. So weird.
Stop. No, stop, please stop. Please, God, stop.
Didn't that happen on A New Hope when someone got
No, that
like
happened, but this running along joke is hurting me.
Okay, it is bad. It's very bad. But
I've heard so many Star Wars sound effects that I thought I was watching Last Jedi again.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Here's the thing too, though, man. God, man, I wish we could just talk about it right now, but no, we will build up to it. Things like that. Not gonna bring on that particular person right now and give him the link. But the first thing to talk about first, and I gotta say, man, like this is actually kind of surprising. But apparently Netflix now has just as many subscribers as cable TV. Allie, girl, are you surprised about this?
No, I am not, because Netflix is awesome, and it's. But no, seriously though, it's like it is kind of replacing everyone's cable at this point. I've gotten to the point where I barely watch TV anymore. I only keep it around because my mom likes watching stuff. But basically, all I do, like in the morning, if I'm getting ready for work, I'll put on, I have my iPad here, and I just put on something from Netflix, and I'll watch it like it's a regular television show, or I'll go on Hulu and just like put on Catfish and just have that in the background while I'm doing something else. Like, so, yeah, I do feel like that's kind of becoming everyone's go-to TV now, because, hey, it doesn't have any commercials, and you can watch it anytime. You can rewind it. It's a perfect service, better than cable, so I can totally not surprised.
Yeah, no, and I'm not really that surprised either. Now I'm going to ask you, Gandra, are you surprised by this at all, man?
Not really, because shit, that was one of the things when net neutrality was popping off that me and 90s had a conversation about, that he was blaming all those people that went and cut their cable cords when they realized they could just stream everything online, and there was no reason for them to actually own a cable package. So he was blaming that in the sense that kind of got all these cable companies like Time Warner, Verizon, Comcast, all these people that are actually, produce internet content and also have their own cable feature to start really pushing on getting net neutrality removed, because they saw that as a loss of revenue. The fact that, you can stream stuff for like low, cheap money and then just watch them as pretty much at any kind of speed you want, depending on your internet connection. And that would just kind of cost them more money. Whereas when you watch, regular television, they got constant ad spots they're selling to you. Even if you don't go out buy the ads, the marketing company don't care about that. But the companies that are selling that TV spot, they care if you are watching it, because if they can't justify the audience retention, they can't make money off the advertisement spot. That happened with, I forget if it was one subsidiary of Fox News or another company that had like Rush Limbaugh, that for a while, he was like king of talk radio, but after they changed the way they do advertisement, he had to find no one watched his ass, and they canceled his shit pretty quick.
Yeah, man. And by the way, my boy, it's a ringside hangout in this place, Hovig Charkitian. How you doing, sir?
What's going on, Mr. Diaz?
Mr. Diaz, hello. How you doing today? No, but I don't know what the fuck.
What turned it to you, Keeper Elf?
It was my mic. That was totally. It wasn't a weird impersonation or any kind of like joke that I was going for, because I'm not funny. But here's the thing.
I just assumed you got in the Christmas spirit and your little elf came out.
Well, what is that? What are you gonna do?
I was just gonna say, shut up.
Oh.
Nope.
All right.
I like him already.
But here's the thing. Yeah, of course, you gave for him. But here's the thing. This study, and I don't know what the PwC is, and maybe I should have done the research on finding out who the fuck they are, but what they're saying based on the survey of 2,000 average consumers, ages 18 to 59, with incomes above $40,000, they found that 73% of these surveys subscribe to some form of paid TV service. Now, that's surprising, too. Do you feel like maybe the whole net neutrality death is going to change that at all? Because, I mean, I don't know. I feel like people are not going to want to, like, do the internet shit because it will be expensive. Before, it was cheap, so it was understandable. But now, I don't know.
I don't...
Oh, well, let me go to Ganja first and Hovig.
No. Hovig's the guest. He's his first time. Hovig, take it, brother.
That punk-ass bitch.
I was just gonna say, if somebody's paying for cheap internet, let me know, because I'm paying like $100 for my motherfucking internet.
Yeah.
Or it's like for my whole cable and internet, it's like almost $200. So what this whole net neutrality thing is going in, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, but you're gonna lose this. You're gonna lose this. You're gonna lose." I was like, "Wait a minute. So I'm not gonna pay for shit I don't use?" I was like, I don't see badness in that. It seems like it's gonna make my bill cheaper, but I think Netflix, since it's already a paid-to-use service, I think nothing's gonna change with that.
Yeah, I was kind of confused by that too. I mean, the whole FCC thing is really confusing. I remember we were watching the streams and whatnot too, and these big fucking words. Like, I don't want to sound like that stupid, but like, dude, I have no idea what the fuck they were talking about. Like, for most of the entire stream. Were you in the same boat with that, Ganja? Were you confused with the FCC and their whole like live stream and all that?
Not really, because everyone kind of went out their way, especially if you like me. I'm a huge news junkie and just love politics in general. So a lot of this stuff was being explained to me through my YouTube subscribers channels because that's what their forte is. They like to entertain people with politics, which is very hard to do, by the way. And one of the things that I got into was, yeah, Hovik has a point that he won't be paying for certain things, but the thing is, a lot of these products, because they're already paid services, they justify their payment plan, like the $10 a month, $20 a month, off of the fact that they're being charged the same bandwidth as any company like Amazon, eBay, all these big, almost Fortune 500 companies at this point that can easily, pay a larger amount when it comes to their bit rate than Netflix, because Netflix is constantly streaming. Whereas most of these sites, they do maybe a few interactions all day, 100%. And when you actually look at their total, there's not always a stream of content users, unless there's a Christmas sale, Black Friday, reasons for that to actually purchase and stuff like that. But when it comes to these video games, streaming services, I can see them being bundled up into like a $20, $30 package to where your cable bill probably goes up another $40 because you have to pay a certain company another $20 to play Overwatch because that's what their server is dedicated to.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I mean, but I feel Hovik's pain because I pay $250 for my shit, and I'm always surpassing it every month.
How are y'all paying lower than $300? Because right now I pay $325.
Wait, who's your company?
Comcast.
Yeah, I got Spectrum.
Oh.
So actually, it's the company that took over. What was it?
Time Warner Cable.
Yeah, they took over. It's Clear Channel or some shit like that. But they took over Time Warner Cable, Bright House Networks, all the companies that were, affiliated with Time Warner Cable. And lo and behold, they raised the fucking prices. But, the fucked up thing is, like, at first, when I signed up with Spectrum, I was getting 50 megabits. And then, when I first signed up with Bright House, and then Spectrum kicked in, then they raised it to 60. I was like, okay, great. And then apparently a couple months ago, I got a letter in the mail saying that, because we love you as our customer, as a gift to us, you're at no charge whatsoever, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure I'm paying somehow. We're upgrading your internet speed to 100 megabits per second. I was like, great, I only get 30 still.
Yeah, man.
It's like... God damn.
Cedric, man, he got Spectre. He got a fucking James Bond company providing your internet to you.
Not Spectre, Spectrum.
Yeah.
I wish Spectre.
But no, man. And then, like, for me, too, the thing that's frustrating for me that I'm already fucking dealing with, and that's why I'm like, I don't give a fuck about net neutrality, because I never felt neutral in the sense, because for me, every time I go past 200 gigabytes of data being used a month, I got to pay an extra $50 to reset the data usage counter. So I can't even pirate anymore. Like, I can't do shit. And yes, MCA doesn't support that, but sometimes you ain't got a fucking choice, okay? And I don't even have that choice anymore. So
I mean, to be fair, we broke as fuck.
Yeah, I'm broke. Look at me. I got bags under my avatar's eyes. I can't even force someone to take that shit off. Like, fuck.
Copper to get payments through.
But yeah, man, I don't know what the fuck, but it is what it is. Now, one big thing I want to talk about too. Apparently, a Florida attorney allegedly filmed porn videos in a prison and is now in big trouble. Now, I gotta say, man.
Yo, I think they were watching Metallica's Saint Anger music video and said, let's do a porn out of this.
I know, a Saint Quentin.
Hey, you get that reference? Because I didn't at all.
I absolutely did, man. Saint Anger. Like, that was an awesome fucking video.
Well, no, yeah, the whole music video is that the Saint Anger song, the music video takes place in an actual prison.
Yeah, yeah.
So they actually filmed a music video at a prison, so it was kind of like a mock show, excuse me, and for the prisoners, and they made a music video out of it.
Yeah,
so
Here's the thing, like, that wasn't even a fake prison too, Ganja.
No,
Like,
that was San Quentin.
yeah, this was an actual fucking prison with actual prisoners.
They're trying to get their Johnny Cash on. I know.
Oh, you know what? You're right.
Oh shit, Prison Blues, yeah.
Yeah, I did not think about that. Holy shit, Ganja. That's my boy right there. But here's the thing. I don't know. It's stupid. I will say though, man, I'm kind of confused as to how they did that, because for porn videos, like, I mean, look, in jail, they're not clean. Everyone's dirty. And I know this wasn't about guys, by the way. It's just, hey, I got this video up, might as well fucking show it, etc. But it's just like, wouldn't that be disgusting and kind of sad? Like, actual prisoners, inmates in the fucking prison? Like, why would you risk that?
The story, because I actually read up on it when you actually posted it, because I couldn't believe how fucking crazy it is. But apparently what he was doing was trying to make his own personal website, and by doing that he was sneaking like an iPad or one of those small cord cameras, and he would use his attorney rights to basically talk to these women in privacy, because for a lot of people that don't know, when you talk to your attorney, you have a right to a one-on-one conference under, I think it's without a third party, I think it's called, but there's more of a fancy terminology and it's more goes into it. But you get usually complete privacy with the lawyer, that you guys can discuss your case, certain things, aspects, and discuss things out of the context of being incriminated against you. And he basically took that thing that's supposed to help you get out of jail if you're incarcerated for all reasons, and just used it to get a lot of these girls money for their commissary, which a lot of people don't know is how a lot of people eat in jail, because the jail food sucks. So unless they got commissary, they buy little snacks and shit. So he was basically bribing these girls with commissary and just having them perform sexual acts during these pretty much attorney visitations.
Yeah, man, and I gotta say, like, I hate to be this type of dude or whatever, but it's like, sometimes when you hear a story, you're like, oh, man, it's fucked up, but then when you see the person behind the story, it's like, oh, fuck! Like, I'm sorry, man, but imagine that dude, like, bribing you or doing something like, do some sexual shit with you in private.
That makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. It's like,
That's fucked up.
It is fucked up, but this motherfucker looks like, man, like every bad cop in every fucking like detective movie where like the female is like the main actress and the goddamn thing. Like, that dude just screams, "I'm going to sexually harass you." Like,
I just want to know what the motive was.
He's like, she got a big ass.
I was like, bro, you're an attorney. Fuck me from where you are. You're just an attorney, period.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I just wonder how long this happens, man.
Were they supposed to be something else and they turned into a porn video?
I don't know, like, and like, do you think they were willing to do it too? Like, hey, give me an apple, fuck yeah, fresh apple, like, let's do this shit.
No, man. What it was is he just wanted to create his own fucking sex website, and he was using the court system to get it done. Basically, taking advantage of these women in the court system to try to get sex acts performed on him, and just pretty much exploiting these women to the point that he was dropping like $20, $40 in the commissary.
God damn,
man, that is literally,
man, fucking hooking to its max right now.
Oh, I know, man. And here's the thing too. Like, I'm kind of curious too. Like, this might be a weird question. None of you guys have to answer this, okay? Especially you, Ellie. But does that ruin porn for you? To like, like, let's say you're on porn and then like you hear the story behind how it was shot. Does that fuck it up for you? No. They're always saying no. But you.
Fuck yeah, that's the reason I can't watch half of those fucking Asian porns on every porn channel you got now on internet.
Why is that? What is the story so I can stop?
Intriguing.
All right, for a lot of people that don't know, Japan has some extreme laws when it comes to porn. So whenever they film, I'm sorry, Ali, I'm so sorry for this history lesson that you're about to receive, but
it's important, sweetheart. It's important.
They have some extreme censor laws when it comes to sexual content, and one of the things they do is they tend to censor the genitalia. And the problems with that is a lot of people, when they go to Japan and stuff, they're not used to that. So the mafia there, usually like the Yakuza, has found a way to sell illegal porn tapes to people that are uncensored. So basically what we in America watch, pretty regularly, sometimes even on HBO, the full frontal nudity. In Japan, you actually have to get this shit from illegal dealers. And most of the time, those women are either sex traffic victims or drug addicts that they're paying for these sex acts. And I cannot watch any Japanese films after that, because I learned that sometimes they sneak some of the legal stuff with the legality stuff, because all it takes is just for a pixelation. Once you add pixels to the genitals, these women can still be sex traffic victims, and because of that one little difference in the law, you are now selling almost snuff tapes.
God damn! And the thing is, like, speaking, on the subject of Asian fucking victimization, I feel sorry for those kids that are hitting puberty and like they find porn for the first time. They probably think all girls have censored parts. Like, you know what I mean? Like if that's all you know, it's like you put on a girl's pants. Like, where's the censorship? What the fuck?
It's hey, look, Super Mario's real. It's all pixelated.
It's fucked up, man. Like it's just. But no, man. I always wondered that too. I was like, God, like where are the laws like over there? Like these girls, like it's always censored. And then, like. Man, I want to go further. I was gonna say a couple of things, but I'm like,
no, Justin's right. The strict porn laws in Japan's why all that other stuff is pretty much the hentai, all those weird mangas and shit, the yaoi and all that bullshit is hot because they can't actually, really express their sexuality over there.
Yeah,
and I think me and like to get into deep in the conversation, I think me and Ali had a conversation how they don't really date over there either.
Oh no, like that's kind of odd. Is there a reason why, or like, do you guys know, Ali?
I think Ali knows a little bit more about that when it comes to that. Like, what is the reason that they don't really date in that culture, Ali?
Which culture? I'm sorry.
We're talking about Japan.
Yeah,
Japanese.
Well, it's I didn't really. I guess like I don't know enough knowledge. I don't want to speak, of course, on the whole entire Japanese people. But it's been proven statistically that like recently. People have just not been that much really into dating as much as before, because, like you said, the birth rate is going down significantly. A lot of people don't want to even have children anymore over there, so that's why they're having this whole crisis, trying to get people to marry and have families. But
do you think it's a pacing of the economy, by the way? Like, do you feel like it's people just fucking like work, and it's like
I think people are more. I think people are more focused on their careers than just, settling down and having a family, Like, that might just be their passion, is that they're not really into having a family at the moment. They might start a family much later on,
Yeah, no, I mean, that makes sense. And I'm looking over here in the YouTube chat, Cedric was like, this is why I research amateur homemade porn. But then again, I've done that too. There's some bad stories. No, there's some bad stories about that too. Like one time,
I'm with him on that, man.
How the fuck are you researching people that just randomly put porn on there? Does he like look for special tattoos, like correlate that to a photo that he saw on Google, then cross-reference that with another video, and then hopefully he gets a name?
Hey man, when you go to those porn videos that have the social media links at the bottom and you read their fucking timeline, like I'm just saying, dude, it's like, yo, had to pay the bills again. New video coming up next week.
So Nick just follow porn stars' Twitter pages.
I will say one thing though. I really honestly think that Japan is going to start fucking buying up all these fucking sex robot dolls that are going to be coming out soon.
And they're going to make an army out of them.
It's gonna turn into that fucking Kojima game, Hovik, where you got the little baby incubated inside.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait for that game though. I can't wait.
Oh man, a big giant fucking naked person just fucking just running around.
Yeah, and then pretty soon it's gonna turn into Zone of Enders.
Yeah. Oh god. Actually, that game was fucking. Yeah, it was alright. Okay, I was about to nerd out, but I forgot. Oh yeah, it was bad. That trailer was good though. But anyways. People, yeah, like just remember this face when you're looking at jail porn. You know what I mean? Like it's fucked up. It feels weird, and I mean I'm never gonna do that again. See y'all later.
Cedric, you like homemade porn? Pull that picture back up.
Oh yeah, here it is. Hey there, Cedric.
Cedric, that's the face of homemade porn. Are you sure you're still into this?
Do your own porn, man. Jesus Christ. But yeah, anyways, no. So moving on. This is going to be a really, really quick conversation, but Cuphead passes 2 million sales and still pissing gamers off constantly. Hovik, have you played Cuphead yet?
Bro. Hell yeah.
Bro.
I can't get past World 3.
Seriously? Well, I mean, you made it that far. You almost beat the game. Holy shit, right? Fucking
and it's on my Xbox, too, so it's not on PC where I can, like, bot it and hack it and shit. So, no, I'm literally playing this shit, like, fucking straight up.
I think you just called Nick.
Wait, say what?
I think he just called you out, Mr. Hack.
Yeah, no, I had to.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, yeah, no. Me and him spoke about this shit back when the game came out.
Yeah, I had to fuck out this game.
He's like, that shit was easy. I was like, how'd you play? On my computer. You hacked it, didn't you? He goes, yeah.
No, like, Wait, I didn't say it was easy. I said it was short. Like, that's the thing that pisses me off, because if you use the cheats and, you know, you beat the game's actually like 40 minutes. And I'm like, the shit pissed me off. I know it's like the same old thing. I know God's just like, dude, shut the fuck up, get over it. But it's like, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna explain really quick. It's like, the reason why I hate Cuphead so much.
Homeboy, no. Don't get over it, because I'm looking over at the side, and the last topic we got is something that I'm not going to get over for at least a couple months.
Oh, Hovig, it's going to be a fun conversation we're about to have after this one. But anyways, as we're talking about this, though, now, at the Cuphead thing, the reason why I can't stand it, the reason why I get mad is because the better you are at this game, the shorter it is. Hovig's getting his money's worth because it's hard for him, and he's not doing very well beating the game. So he got his money's worth. For me, or not for me, but let's say our old co-host, Anthony. He's probably really good at these games. If he's really good at this and beats it with the quickness, this game sucks. Like, it's a fucking 40-minute game, and it costs $20. Like, I get more of my mobile games. That is terrible. You have to be shitty at this to get your money's worth, and then when you're shitty at it, it's frustrating, so fuck. Like, I don't know, man. Like, for me, I'm really bad at this game. That's why I needed the codes, and it was almost like, oh shit, I shouldn't have used the codes because now the game's over and I'm completely fucking hungry for gaming. Like, I don't know, I'm mad about it. But Ganja, when are you gonna buy this game, man? Like, you're waiting for a sale or something?
What the fuck are you talking about? Buy this game? I'm not trying to buy me a game that gets aggravated and angry. I have fun games that do that because I gotta figure out strategic missions, take supplies, and use that well. I ain't gonna do this for some Cuphead game that's a sky scroller that I should have played the Super Nintendo 64 game. Man, I'm letting you right now. Most of those purchases right there from the $2 million, all that shit is nostalgia to a certain degree. I think about 50 to 60% is all nostalgia people, kind of like our old co-host Anthony, who remembers his childhood fondly, who remembers playing all these old school Super Nintendo games, and just bought it out of a sense of like childhood nostalgia. Which, if you keep looking at that little corner right there, I'm gonna also be having a moment too as well over that. And honestly, man, I don't get the appeal of Cuphead because, just like you said, the game's appeal is from its difficulty, and that's all fun and well. But if the game is wholly based on me getting mad around it, I don't got time for it. Like, Contra makes sense. All right, recently for the Facebook page, we played for the Untitled Game Show, Contra, and I got my ass very angry during the play session, mostly because my computer was telling me to go fuck off during the recording. But besides the point, that game was designed to be hard because at least there was some monetary value behind it. They had to keep you in the arcades, buying pizza, buying sodas, playing with your friends, putting tokens in the machine. There was an incentive behind it. This is just difficulty for a fucking sense of remembrance. This is like if your grandpa took you out there to skin a cow because he remembers how to cook his own beef. And he wants to teach you how to do it.
I love that reference.
I remember back when the game was first releasing, I didn't know how the game was. Like, I didn't know if it was going to be easy or hard. The only thing I knew was the all the levels were practically bosses, and I loved how the animation looked, like the whole 1930s look. And as soon as I bought the game, I'm doing the first level. I'm like, okay, this is actually not too bad, not too bad. It did kind of give me that old Contra vibe with the whole side-scrolling thing. Oh, yeah. And then I went to my first boss. I'm like, fuck! Shit! I did not expect that shit to be that hard. And I don't even know how long it took me, but it took me a while to just pass my first boss. And then you got to go get these coins from the running gun levels just so you could level up your weapons or upgrade your weapons or get new weapons. I was like... But I am actually having fun with it. I was actually playing it yesterday, and I beat like 1 or 2 levels. After like 40 tries, if I stop, I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm gonna play like Assassin's Creed or something.
Yeah, exactly, man. So I completely. Oh, I can hear myself. That's not good. Onair. I think it might be you, Ganja. Yeah.
Really? Oh.
I don't know. We'll see. Well, actually, no. I think we're good now. We'll see. But
all right, because I don't know if it's just my mic turned off for a second on the camera, but anyways, continue, folks. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, you know what, though? This is perfect time. I see how he's all... See how, like, soft and everything he sounds right now? That shit's about to change, baby. Because... And let's do the highlighting of that. Booyah, it is time. Oh, it is time. So... I'm going to start this off. I didn't watch this movie last on the Midnight Chat Attack. Everybody else did. Ali did, Ganja did, everybody that joined us, Justin's area, and everyone did. And I was basically just, you know, right in the middle, just asking people what they thought. And I noticed Trey was the only one that was talking good about it. Everybody's shouting it, except for Adrian. Adrian liked it too, which was really cool. Actually, it was nice to see a different opinion about it. I was like kind of interested, like, oh shit, like you liked it? Okay, cool. I want to hear about that. Then I watched it last night. Ugh! I can't stand fucking Star Wars, and this is the epitome of what I can't stand. I'm so sorry, and I'm sorry, Hovig. Hovig actually really liked this a lot. And actually, before you even continue on, Hovig, why don't you give us your rating about fucking Star Wars and why you think it's the best thing, or why you like it so much?
Rating out of what?
Just out of 5, because I don't have the things up.
About a 4.
4? Oh, I thought you were gonna give it a 5. I think you give it a 6 actually. Holy shit. Okay.
No.
And for me, I'm gonna straight up give it in our rating system. You know, with the fuck it, rent it, avoid it, all the whole thing. It's a fuck it. It's literally 1 out of 5. If I can, 0 out of 5. And the reason why, because I didn't hate it that much last night, but as I continued thinking about it and whatnot, I hate how they completely do. I mean, first off, let's just talk about Carrie Fisher's death. That's something that we really need to discuss right away. And yes,
real quick, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen who are now watching this segment, it is now the spoiler talk. If you can't see over here, if you don't want that shit to be spoiled, leave now, motherfuckers. So I'm about to go ham on this film. Continue, Nick.
Because the thing is like, and thank you for doing that, Ganja. By the way, I'm an asshole and didn't tell people, but then again, it's on screen, bitch.
Well, I mean, Carrie Fisher did pass away, so it's not a spoiler.
That's true. You know, but like, you know, with that though, like, that death was so disrespectful to Carrie Fisher. It was silly. It was comedic. When that shit, when Kylo Ren, or his buddies at least, blew up the side of that fucking ship, and she is taken out, basically grabbed by the fire, by the explosion. It was the silliest shit ever. I mean, I've watched Twilight, and it's not as bad as that shit. The CGI was on the fucking level of The Ring 2. I mean, it was fucking bad. And Carrie Fisher gets swung out into space, and then into some kind of like water thing, and comes back from the dead to use force powers that we never knew she had, and it brought into my brain, like, dude, why do we not know what the fucking Force is? There needs to be a movie or some kind of show or something to tell us where are the rules, where are the limits of the Force, and if there's not any limits, then you can do whatever you want. Why is there not dragons in this fucking movie? Like, it's ridiculous. I hate the Force. I don't know what's going on with the Force. And, like, for you, Allie, I'm going to ask you, like, did it change with you at all with, you know, how you think of the Force in general? Because that shit really set me off.
Yeah, it did change everything. I'm in your boat. I'm just like, well, yeah, what are the limitations? Because I thought I had knew the rules, and apparently I knew nothing. It just threw out a lot of what was established out of the window. So, yeah, I'm in your boat in a way that I'm just like, all right. So I didn't know people could do that. I didn't know Force users could do that. And it just rubbed me the wrong way that Leia, who has basically shown no interest really in using any of her Force powers, is all of a sudden able to do something as powerful as save herself from being killed in space. Like, yeah. I'm just like, y'all. Like, so... I was arguing that like probably half the Jedi that was killed in Order 66 could have lived if this freaking rule all of a sudden now is like was put in place that they could do that. I'm just like, what? Yeah. Okay.
It was, I mean, the levels of just confusion I had. I mean, before we move on, because I know Eric's in here, and Eric, it's nice to see you again, bro. I haven't seen you in a long time, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like,
look, I'm extremely tired. It's been a really good 7 months, as you can see.
Oh.
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah, man. But no, but that's the thing. Like, yeah, I'll get your opinion. Have you seen Star Wars yet, by the way?
Yeah, we saw it last weekend in IMAX.
Yeah, and by the way, was it worth the whole like going to see this in IMAX?
In my opinion, yeah. The whole thing with the ships alone made it worth it to see it in IMAX. So.
Yeah. And out of 5, what would you give this movie, by the way?
Oh, okay. I want to say hi.
You'll give it a baby.
A baby. That's what, like a 10 out of 10.
If he's 5 months old, that makes perfect sense.
Give me my child.
Oh man, no, but yeah, man. I don't know, but like, yeah, like, what would you give it though? Like,
I'm sticking with my original rating, low full price.
Low full price. Okay, sweet. Yeah, and then Justin's in the house. Justin, how you doing, sir?
Yeah,
I came in time to hear unworthy praise for The Last Jedi from Eric over here.
No, look, the people who have a problem with Leia pulling herself into that ship, if you can pull things with, if you can lift things with the Force, you can pull things with the Force. And if you can pull things from the Force,
No.
you can pull yourself towards things with the Force.
The problem is not that she can do that; it's that it just came out of nowhere. But Ali, sorry, I know.
No, you got it.
But we
That's
have
what I was
we have no idea what's been going on for the last 30 years. She could have gotten rudimentary training. Who knows?
That's a really powerful power for her to suddenly go.
That is like the one tool in the toolbox
interrupting.
everyone has.
All right, yeah. That's the thing. Okay, like really quick, I'm just gonna put this out there. I'm gonna put my mean voice on. The interrupting shit ain't gonna happen because I get scared with Star Wars nerds, and I'm sorry. I know that sounds almost prejudiced in a sense, but Star Wars nerds get really too fucking nerdy for my liking, and I will not have interrupting. Like, so let's not go there. You know.
Fair enough.
But either way, like I mean, and like Hovig, as far as the Force thing goes, because I know I'm going to Hovig a lot for this, by the way, too. I swear it's not favoritism. I know he's a ringside hangout guy. It's not. I'm trying to be fair. But I mean, like Hovig, like when you hear me or Ali or Justin when we say these stuff, like does this bother you at all, or do you agree with us in a sense, or how do you?
No, it doesn't bother me at all because they explain it more in the books of how she could because I think Luke does give her some sort of training in one of the books that actually that are canon or even were in the Legends or the extended universe back in the day. So, like Eric said, like even if you could use the Force, you could do whatever. I mean, come on, we're talking about a franchise here who has dead people come back as a ghost to speak to you.
A puppet ghost.
Yeah, Force ghost, toast to toast.
The ghost of a puppet.
You know what I mean? I'm like the thing is with Leia. To me, when that happened, I was like, that actually would have been the perfect time to kill her off. But at the same time, I'm like, wait a minute, no, because who knows? This is as I was watching it. I was like, who knows how many scenes she was actually in throughout the movie. So I was like, and I know that they weren't going to cut anything out. So but that's what I thought. I thought that would have been the perfect way to kill her off. And then when she actually did that, I was like, oh shit, because that's something we've never seen before, you know? That's the one big thing that this movie did a lot was different shit. Like the only thing is that it doesn't agree with a lot of people. But then, you got to pay attention to all the other Star Wars movies out there. It's like they've kind of been hinting at this type of stuff, It's been kind of explained. Even I know this is going to be a little like a little out of the whole Leia topic, but we saw that one kid at the ending of the movie.
Yeah, and I was about to bring it up. Actually, it's perfect timing.
Who actually grabbed the broom with the Force. And everybody's like, how the hell did that kid do it? I was like, did y'all forget about Donnie Yen's character in Rogue One?
Yeah.
Who was not a Jedi, who said the Force is strong with him. And then you got Maz Kanata explaining to Rey exactly what the Force is, a Force way. They've been explaining it throughout all these movies. It's just now that they're actually visually showing it, everybody's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
The problem is that scene was super hokey. That's the problem.
The only thing was the super hokey, but you're saying that they explained what Rogue One, but the problem is the character is a guard of the old Jedi temple. And that shows that he has some training with the Force in a way that most people who don't. Like the kid has never seen a Jedi. He doesn't even know the rebel symbol until it's revealed to him by I forget the character, Rose, by the character Rose. So the fact that he just knows how to do this off the bat when they've established in multiple of these movies, that is one of the things that you get trained to do. It's not a simple task. That was one of the things that Anakin showed Padme. I'm actually becoming strong in the Force because he could lift stuff already in the second film. That was a big point in that his Jedi training is becoming successful.
What about in episode 1 when he could actually predict all the things that they were doing in testing?
That was just Jedi intuition. We've seen that happen with a lot of characters that are either Force sensitive or not totally an ability to actually manipulate the Force. That was one of the things that you have where Leia can actually tell where Luke is in Empire 2. This is one thing me and Ali always talked about. They always say that everyone has a sense of Force sensitivity. The problem is some people are like Donnie Yen's character where they can have the Force guide them in certain aspects, give them higher instinct. But in order to actually be a Jedi, you have to be able to be trained and able to do that. And that's one of the reasons that Donnie Yen character wasn't able to become a Jedi because he was blind. And sometimes in the original series, they touch on that you need to be almost someone that's not handicapped in a way to be truly connected with the Force. And that's why he can only do certain things and not actually become a full-fledged Jedi.
And
that sounds like workplace discrimination. Just saying.
Eric, what were you gonna say, Eric? By the way,
let me just mention everyone who has a problem with that kid grabbing the broom. I have to ask, did you have the same problem when Rey basically called the lightsaber from
Yes.
across the
Yes.
in the last?
No, actually,
Yes, that was one of the main things people were complaining about. Is that how the heck can Rey do these force powers when, again, like what Gunch said, has no freaking training whatsoever. She didn't even know she could use the force. So
I
it's
actually
like,
disagree with that.
Okay, go on. How do you disagree?
No, sorry, you finished. I thought you finished. So that's good.
But I would like to mention one thing that did bug me about the movie, and this is going to be nerd levels, so Nick, you're going to have to bear with me on this one.
All right.
All right. Who all remembers Admiral Akbar from Return of the Jedi?
Oh,
Yeah,
everybody, yeah.
Yeah. He gets wiped out on the bridge. Now, let me ask you, how much better would that scene where they went to light speed and rammed the enemy fleet if Admiral Akbar was the one who sacrificed himself? How much better would that be?
Yeah, I mean,
that's with his character development, but the problem is like, we're trying to judge the movie for what it is and not for one of the things that they could have done. Because hell, we'd be here all night if like they should have done this, could have done that.
I'm just saying that out of the many things in this movie, that is one that bugged me.
No, it bugged me too because I didn't even know General Akbar fucking died when I saw the film. I had to have that explained to me that he was one of the fucking fish people that took off in the background. I thought he was Rand Fish number 5.
yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the problem is that the actor died between Force Awakens and this film, so they had to find an excuse to write off his character. But then that's the problem is that like that would have been a really cool idea, Eric, except they had to give the role to Holdo's character for it to have the noble sacrifice, which I have a whole bunch of issues with that scene because I find Holdo to be one of many useless characters in this film. But yeah, it's such a nonchalant answer. And I get, not everyone needs a hero's death, but it's Admiral Akbar. They gave him a very pronounced cameo in Force Awakens, so it doesn't seem awkward to just go like, oh yeah, by the way, he died. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I mean,
well, get ready for them to do the same thing to Leia in the next movie.
Oh yeah, well of course. Well, I mean, that's different because she's dead. But I mean, like, go ahead, Ovi.
I honestly think that the next movie it's going to be a few years into the future after her death.
Probably, it actually makes a lot of sense, which I would still be mad about too. And here's the thing too, I heard a couple times, and I forgot who said it, so hopefully I'm not trying to insult anybody with this, but like people were saying, and even my boy Trey, my son, he was like, yeah, man, they did a lot of new things with this. One thing that frustrated me, that made me know that I fucking hate this movie right away, it's the fact that they had to fucking put that Princess Leia ridiculous fucking hokey ass shit, that holographic thing, and it's like,
What?
Yeah, like in the very beginning.
The R2-D2 thing.
Yeah, they're doing that. Oh, and then thank you very much, the R2-D2 thing on top of that, because right after that scene, they do that R2-D2 poking his fucking head out the goddamn ship while they're shooting. It looks like shot for shot, frame by frame, the exact same scene from A New Hope. And for me, it's like I don't even mind that because it is Star Wars, and I expect these things to kind of like continue to do the same thing. Every movie's the same in my opinion, honestly. But people were complaining about Force Awakens so much that it was the same fucking movie as A New Hope, and I don't even really agree with that. But please tell me why no one's bringing that shit up with The Last Jedi when it's literally not just copying the fucking template, but literally taking scenes from the movie, pasting the shit. Like
the one that angered me the most was the one where Chewie is flying the Millennium Falcon, and it's literally the scene from the Death Star battle in Return of the Jedi. Literally shot for shot, the same music, the exact same score. Like, and they're like, oh, but it's different because it's in a cave.
Yeah,
it's like, no, it's the exact same sequence. And that happened throughout the movie, but people are choosing to ignore it because, look, I get it. We all love Rian Johnson, even though he's only really made a couple movies I liked. But it's just, it's that problem that, people want to love Star Wars, so they're willing to overlook these complaints. They're like, well, we've already decided this movie's good. And at least that's my opinion. I know, I'm sorry, I'm speaking ahead. And I know I cut off Ali on the previous point earlier. Ali, why don't you take over this one?
Yeah.
I don't mean So.
No, but with that point though, Allie, too, just to kind of help you out here too as well. Like, sorry to interrupt you again. Jesus Christ! But
I'm trying to be a gentleman. You cut her off too.
No, you just like kind of threw her. So I'm gonna ask her a question too. But like the question I was gonna ask her too is like, as far as when I say these things about like them taking scenes from the first movies, do you feel like Force Awakens did anything as close, as bad as what this movie did? Like, what's worse at stealing shit from old movies?
Well, I feel that Force Awakens, it gets a pass just because, it's reintroducing people. So, and I just don't feel like it's as blatant. Like, there was still enough of new stuff to keep it fresh. But this one's just like, it just felt like I can't figure out what else to write here. So let's just kind of parallel to the older movies, in certain scenes. So that's what would be my opinion on that. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I just feel like this. I'm just really worried for the Star Wars franchise, at least for the episodes. Like I said before, I just think that they're going to start relying too much on like playing it safe and appealing to the older audience in a way of like fan servicing and like, oh hey guys, look, Chewbacca, Leia, like all this old stuff. It's like they won't actually get a chance to really move forward with a brand new story, nothing taken from the old movies, and just like work from there. I don't see that happening. I really don't.
I could actually piggyback off that. I actually said this same thing that Ali just said to somebody else. I'm like, because somebody even said that why don't they do a story, like a whole brand new fresh story of Star Wars? I was like, because everyone would bitch and moan that the old characters wouldn't be in it. That's why. So the reason why I'm saying this is because they had to go back and piggyback off the original story, like the original trilogy, as a continuation to kill them all, just to pass the torch. Because listen, they got Star Wars movies planned for the next 10 God knows how many years, you know. So they're working towards that. I guess that's what Rian Johnson's trying to do, is because now he has the reins for the next trilogy coming out. So at this point right now, when it comes to his hands for his trilogy, it's all going to be brand new. There's not going to be a Skywalker. Like, I don't want them to do another Skywalker family saga. Like, fuck them. Like, as much as I love the Skywalkers, fuck them. They need to go away. You done fucked up the entire galaxy for God knows how many years. Somebody needs to kill these people off. I'm just saying. But I am actually very much looking forward to what they're going to do in the future, and I am looking forward to what they're going to do for Episode 9. But I also understand exactly what Lucasfilm and Disney are doing with this one. Like I stated before, it's not going to agree with a lot of people. I understand it. It may or may not be the best decisions ever, but at this point right now, it feels like this is something they got to do. Like even Ali said with The Force Awakens, they had to reintroduce it. They had to reintroduce everything. They had to go back. They had to redo everything to kind of get out of that whole prequel stench, you know? So they had to go backwards in order to try to go forwards. So we'll see what happens.
Well, I mean, I just want to say, like, I totally understand where you're coming from, and that was my point. That's like, okay, I understand that they have to keep some of these old characters and kind of let them die off, because I mean, people want to see them. Yeah, I think I have more of a problem with just them relying so much on story aspects that we've already seen. And yeah, so it's like, I don't mind having a story with Luke, Leia, Chewbacca, Han, all of them, if it's, again, a completely new story. Because I mean, a lot of the books, those are new stories, still have the old characters, but they tell them more further adventures. Here, I just feel like they don't utilize them as much as they should. They're just kind of there because, hey guys, you remember Luke and Leia? Like, hey, you know, like they're not really like Leia, freaking shoot, she got herself in space, so like she's off for like most of the movie. She's not doing anything. Luke's stuck on a freaking island with Rey, not doing much of anything. Chewbacca is barely seen in the movie anymore. It's like they're not utilizing these characters. They're just kind of there because, hey, they're a recognizable face.
They're just passing the torch.
And you say they do new things. My problem with that is me and Ali were literally sitting through the screening yesterday because we got to watch it all together. And me and her are huge Star Wars fans. I think I've watched the original sequel and the prequels a shitload of times, to the point that I was able to pick out scenes that were literally shot-by-shot remakes of Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back, A New Hope. It was ridiculous to the point that me and Ali started making jokes every time it was happening. You remember the scene when Darth Vader talks to Luke? Yeah.
It's completely new and innovative. It's not like we haven't seen it before. It's totally
You remember
new.
Yoda?
It was. I don't get where people are saying this is brand new, because it hits all the cliff notes of all this trilogy highlight videos, to the point that the end sequence is basically Hoth with a new twist on it.
I feel like this is more of a fan film than an actual Star Wars film.
Yeah, no, and
That's
actually,
what I think.
Yeah, no, and then, like, for me, like, it gets to a point too where they're even doing like audible like replays. Like, for instance, the fucking situation where they're in a casino and they're playing the burp, 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 And I'm like, for one, this shit was bad back in the day. Like, that shit was bad back in fucking New Hope and ruined the fucking Han Solo thing. I want to watch a serious fucking movie with a bunch of creatures that are fucking Barney and friends fucking playing trumpets and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then the Porgs, and then the BB-8 coming out of the fucking... Like, there was a scene where Finn's finally about to do some shit. I was like, oh my god, look at that. Finn's actually about to be a fucking character in this movie. I cannot wait to see what they're finally going to do with this motherfucker. They get a Metal Gear, okay, straight out of the fucking Metal Gear Solid games. He comes out, and I'm like, oh shit, what's that? This is badass. What the fuck, what's about to happen? And it pops open, and a fucking BB-8 comes out. Like, I want to see a soccer ball control a fucking Metal Gear. Like, are you serious?
Well,
like,
okay, first of all, that was an ATST if I'm going to put my nerd glasses on right now. So that is a thing that's established in the universe.
No, I know that. I'm not going to remember those initials. So, like, yeah.
No, but the point, I think the point you're making, too, is that this movie can't decide on what, like Ali was saying, what audience they're trying to sell it to. Because they're trying to sell it for kids, they're trying to sell it for old fans, they're trying to sell it for new fans who have never seen a Star Wars film, which seems like a really bad idea to sell the 8th movie to new audiences.
Yeah.
But also, a lot of the stuff that we would say, you know, objectively aside from like, oh, nitpicking about the Force, the logic, any of this stuff, if this movie had been good, that would have been not an issue. Because that's the thing, is like, you can do scenes kind of like New Hope, you can do new things, you can make weird decisions like having BB-8 pilot an ATST if it made sense and was well written. But I don't feel like this movie is. I feel like, you know, maybe it's blasphemy to say J.J. Abrams is a better filmmaker than Rian Johnson is. I think he made a tighter... I think he made a tighter movie. I think he had better he got his actors to do more. He had better jokes, better writing quality and story structure. Rian Johnson feels like he's just going, all right, so what did they do in the last movie? What if we did this instead? You know?
Yeah.
It's always the cheapest route. Because literally, apparently, in an interview he did, that's what he said. It's like, oh, if we, I looked at a bunch of scenes and said, okay, in Empire Strikes Back, they did this. What if I did that? And that was his logic behind a bunch of the choices he made. Just do the opposite.
Man, that so fucking makes so much sense of why this film's the way the plot goes, the way the characters' development is. Eric, you got something to say, brother?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Whoa.
Good girl, Holly. Good girl.
I haven't even started yet.
Yeah, the dog got something to say too.
Yeah.
She didn't like Star Wars.
I got to say that probably the biggest problem right now with these movies is that they have different directors and different writers. With both of the previous trilogy, you had like a set writing team and a set directing team. Now you got people with different visions hopscotching through this trilogy. But saying that, I like this movie because it's acting as a bridge for prequel and original sequel fans to the next trilogy. Because they're systematically, in case you haven't noticed, they're systematically killing off everyone from the original trilogy.
Sure.
Yeah.
And they're basically replacing them with a much younger cast. And once, they wipe the slate clean, then you're going to start probably seeing new stuff. I mean, things along the lines of Rogue One, which, there are elements from A New Hope in that one, but it's still a good movie. I like this movie because there were a few things that they were taking risks on. They were not afraid to piss off fans, obviously. They weren't afraid to basically write off any fan theories. And, I mean, I enjoyed myself in the movie, and if you didn't, I'm sorry. But,
yeah.
I mean, this
is fine. But, I totally, here's the thing, and I'm going to end off saying this again later, so I'm just going to say a short version.
Oh, hey, can I say one thing, though, Nick? Josh, whatever that comment is that you're saying about yourself, you shut up and just freaking...
Bruh.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on in that damn chat, bro.
I'm sorry. I don't know what I did to have him call me out like that. That's just dickish.
Yeah. This is what we're talking about with this divide with fans. It's just a movie, y'all.
Yes, but it must be
world
removed from the
hunger
canon.
going on. There's conflict in the Middle East. All this stuff's happening in the world, and y'all worried about some Star Wars film.
Yeah, yes, but Allie, removing it from canon, that's what's important.
No. that's too
cool,
far.
baby.
No, but the thing is,
neutrality is dead. Tax is about to go up, and y'all worried about The Last Jedi.
And that's the thing too. Is I want to make sure to put this disclaimer here too. Is what me and Ganja and Ali and Justin say. It's not saying you guys are wrong for liking the movie. I want to put that out there right now. Because
yeah, I know that.
One thing to say this too. Well, just for the YouTube audience and things like that. Because on top of that too, it's me, especially me, because I'm gonna insult Ganja and Ali next too. I'm sorry, I'm coming for y'all. Because and Justin, sorry, but I don't know how you can hate this movie and any other Star Wars movie too, And I mean, it gets to it. What the man? Someone's.
I started crying.
Oh. No, but the thing is, though, it's like, for me, and I mean, before we even get into that point too, like I do want to bring up too, like as far as filmmaking as well, I really hate. There's a scene, and hopefully, please tell me you remember this, man. But there's a part where fucking Luke Skywalker and Daisy Ridley are on the island, whatever. Which, by the way, it's like, oh, that's a whole fucking movie. But on top of that too, though, Kylo Ren ends up doing this like mental fucking Skype, and they do a fucking Google Hangouts edit. They literally do a scene where it's like she's talking to the camera, and then it goes. It's like a quick swap. Like it's just like this. Watch the screen. And I'm Kylo Ren.
Yeah, it's almost like it turned into a Midnight Chat Attack episode.
Yeah, and it was like, what the fuck? And they're both talking to the camera, and I'm like, did you guys do this a week before the fucking movie came out? It was like, dude, like I swear to God, that was the most amazing thing I've ever seen in any fucking movie. That was worse than Morgan Freeman in that second fucking White House Falls Down shit. Where the fuck that London is falling? Where the fuck? Like,
London has fallen?
Whatever. Because there was a scene in those movies where Morgan Freeman didn't want to show up to fucking act. He just wanted to pick it. And they filmed Morgan Freeman from the back of his fucking head the whole goddamn movie. Until he decided to act and says, you know what, I feel like making a paycheck and earning it this time. And fucking, so, that happened. And Kylo Ren and fucking Daisy really do the same thing. Looking all shocked, looking at the fucking camera. And I'm like, you're not even acting at each other. You're acting at a fucking script. Like, that drives me up a fucking wall. Like,
and I think Julian's making the point, too, in the chat that, like, the actual camera work and the lighting and the coloring is all right. But the way it's directed and staged makes it look really cheesy and hokey. I think is the big problem there. It just the way they're looking at off screen or at the camera like that. Yeah, it feels fake. Like the idea of what they're doing is cool if it was executed better. And I think we agree on that one because it's cool.
I was said the best honestly when we were watching the scene. Like the scene is supposed to be like they are now coming in with this new sense of a force ability that is supposed to be just joining and jarring because it's how they feel with the communication going on. The problem is it just feels like sideswipe every time they're talking, like we're going in between calls.
The worst part is a time of filmmaking. Please, it's 2017. You guys got so much money. What the fuck? This is not from the movie, but it might as well be. This is from the Rain 2. These fucking deer, these CGI deer. It was so much like fucking Star Wars. Actually, I'm going to show the full screen. Let me see if I can get the fucking browser thing open because, yeah, man, this shit. And I don't know if you guys have seen this before, but that looks better than Last Jedi. I am not fucking joking, dude. There's a scene in the movie, right after the casino scene, where they had to save this fucking a bunch of these horses. Which, by the way,
that was the worst scene. That was the worst scene.
Yeah, and I was like, the thing that was frustrating about that scene too was it was so unnecessary. They had some serious shit to get to, and a fucking countdown. They had a time limit. And yet, hey, we need some fucking cute ass, like we gotta go save some non-horse horses. So let's just go out of our way and do this fucking ridiculous chase scene that ends up ending with the horses still being captured. What the fuck? Yeah. It was for nothing.
I wish they cut that whole fucking scene out. That
whole story out.
if they cut Rose out of the story, Rose is the most useless character. And what? They have that one thing at the end where it's like, was that even worth it? And she says the one horse. It's like, it's worth it.
But Justin, we need to watch her cry for her sister.
No, baby, no, you forget, man. We need to have a rush triangle relationship so we can have somebody that Finn might end up with if Rey goes with Kylo.
But she saved Finn from being a hero.
Yeah.
No. She saved Finn from being a hero.
I can't keep a straight face no more.
Everyone else. Yeah. Seriously.
I couldn't keep a straight face no more. That bitch, man, fuck you, Rose.
Okay, another problem I have with that whole storyline is that the whole reason they're going to this casino planet is to find the dude with the freaking rose
that
on his... They never even talked to him. They just, there he is. Okay, well, we'll just use Benicio del Toro because he's right there. Like, yo, really? You're not going to even check out to make sure he's the right guy? Like, maybe they wouldn't have gotten betrayed if they actually went and found the actual guy that they were supposed to find.
They didn't vet him too well.
Yeah,
no,
man.
Oh my god.
And then on top of that too, like the fucking, and once again, like the cutesy shit with the porgs. And then, okay, so like the Force thing, we've all discussed how none of us, even the most nerdiest of Star Wars fans, none of us know what the fucking Force even is anymore. Okay, none of us know. it's still establishing itself after fucking 30 years, 40 years.
I used to be able to debate with you. I used to use reference manuals. I used to go, no. See, when you look at this piece of dialogue, they explain why he's able to do. I don't fucking know anymore. Force is whatever.
Yeah, and it's like, and that's whatever. But like, what makes me even more mad is on top of not knowing what the Force is, which I understand, it's not a tangible thing. I get it. It's like religion. You know what I mean? Like, I can't argue with you. If you believe in God, you fucking believe. I can't fucking tell you not to believe in God. You're gonna go to fucking church. And
this is religion, like Game of Thrones religion. Like, if it was just like spooky mystery shit that's hinted at doing it, whereas in Game of Thrones, we've seen it work, and we've seen people who know how to use it, and they explain how to use it. This is like if Game of Thrones did that, and now everyone's resurrecting somebody. Like, there's a kid out there who's like Jesus making Jon Snow's appear again.
Yeah, and it's like, here's the thing, like, that's an issue, but an issue that I know what is established and what's not established is fucking physics. You can't tell me that on the planets that they are on, that physics has different fucking rules. Explain to me how John Boyega's character, Finn, you know, he's getting kicked down, he's falling down, ow, my back, oh, he fucked me up, ouch, whatever. Yet, when he fucking tries to have an Optimus Primal death from Beast Wars, when he's driving into the fucking sun or whatever the fuck, and Rose crashes into him, and they fucking explode and then crumble to the ground and flip 50 fucking times. He just gets up like, ouch. Anyways, hey Rose, you okay? What the fuck was that?
I just want to point out, we all saw the movie ahead of Nick, and when that scene was occurring, when he was about to go into the machine Finn, right before the save happened, we were hyping it like he dies. And Nick's like, nah, man, nah, they ain't gonna kill Finn like this. Bruh, man, this movie's about to be so hyped they kill. What the fuck?
Yeah, man, like, I'm
Man.
telling you, dude. Go ahead.
That would have been such a redemption for fucking Finn as a character if he did went through with that shit. He was ready to too. He's like, man, fuck y'all. I'm about to save us motherfuckers, even though I'm about to die. But fuck it. And at this bitch, no, I love you.
Or,
Yeah,
you know
well,
what? Cool is
seriously,
if she crashed into him and they're both fucked up. And they'll be like, damn, that was a cool moment. I was like, yeah, that was a huge fucking crash. That was
You
cool.
know what I would have done? I would have grabbed Rose's ass and threw her in the fucking machine. I'd like, get him.
Did it like that, Kylo Ren did that one stormtrooper he threw into the fucking energy beam and he got cut up and shit.
Yeah. I'd have been like, you done fucked it up, bitch.
I mean, one, that was a whole ripoff of Avatar: The Last Airbender with the giant freaking machine they had to stop, because it's literally that same episode with the Bossing Sage Gate. But then two, yeah, it's like, okay, so one, Rose putting lots of people in danger because of her weird fangirl crush on Finn. Like, she was written like a Star Wars fangirl, just like, oh, Finn's so cool, hashtag, you know, kind of stuff. But then it's just, it's so nonsensical the way that, like, that whole battle was badly thought out, because, like, oh, so it's sort of like Hoth, except we're flying these things that can't shoot back at anyone, so we're just distracting them while we do this stuff here. And
yeah, it was ridiculous. And Allie, I was gonna ask you too, like, as far as that ending goes too, like, do you agree with me and how fucking ridiculous that was as far as like Finn not dying? Like, would you have been happy if Finn died?
Man, I said it when we were watching the movie.
You did. I was like, oh shit,
like,
damn, girl.
Kill yourself. Because he was useless. I just think, from this movie, I really do think that, like, Finn and Poe, yeah, they were fine in The Force Awakens, but I don't really know where else we could go with them. They're just kind of there at this point. So, I'm like, y'all just get rid of them.
And Poe's problem is that he got saddled with other uninteresting characters. They could have made a good story with Poe if he wasn't with Holdo the entire time. Holdo is so tertiary to everything in the story. And even heroic sacrifice is stupid. Like, because Poe was right. If they had listened to him throughout the movie, they wouldn't have gone through all the stuff they went through. It's like, just stay on the ship, keep the pace. No, we need to evacuate everybody. No, I'm telling you, if we stay on the ship, we'll be fine. And guess what? When they evacuate everybody after stopping him, they start getting shot down out of the sky. So guess what? It's just...
I was actually kind of cool with that, only because I was like, y'all deserve it. I was like, y'all should have listened to this boy right here, but y'all listen to this pink hair bitch. I was like, fuck y'all. But I mean, you notice that all the higher up fucking leaders, they just talk down to everybody in this movie.
They're a-holes.
I know, right? It's like, damn. I'm like, y'all want to let go of your damn fucking egos right quick and listen to this boy right here? He might be fucking crazy, but crazy with fucking head.
Yeah, and here's the thing. So I'm gonna go in the chat really quick too. I haven't done that. Sorry, chat. By the way, you guys are fucking like kicking ass. I'm loving the chat tonight. You guys are awesome. But BBM actually said this, and I'm loving it because Ganja and a couple people said, "Man, this is the first Star Wars that pissed me off." Episode 2, y'all. Episode 3. Episode 7.
I was fucking 8, y'all. Now that I'm older, I can judge the movie a lot better for the quality. But if like asking 8-year-old Ganja, did you like that Star Wars movie? Fuck yeah, I did. Jedis.
Yeah.
Same here.
You know what?
Same here.
I have to say this. At least George Lucas kept the freaking tone consistent.
Thank you. Yes.
Like, sorry, but it's true. These freaking new movies don't know what freaking tone they want to go for. Yeah. So it doesn't feel, again, like a Star Wars movie.
I mean, Rogue One was the most PG, shitty version of Black Hawk Down that I could have ever seen. And I was like, that could have been amazing. I was so hyped for Rogue One. Like, I don't give a fuck about Star Wars. I was hyped for that movie, dude. And I hate that movie because it just lost it's lost all of its potential. For one, telling me that your characters are gonna fucking die. Why would you tell your audience not to give a fuck about your characters and then build the characters? Like, that's like making fucking cereal and then like at the bottom of the bowl, fucking it's going into the trash can. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Fuck,
like,
now I want cereal.
Me too. I don't want trash cans.
There's a way to do that story right. You can have, Seven Samurai. Seven Samurai, a lot of these people will not make it to the end of the movie, but they build up enough time and energy to the characters to make you like them up to the point when they die. It's like, oh, well, it's the idea about their noble sacrifice in dying is the point of the story.
Yeah.
But that's the problem with one. You don't care about any of those people going in. You don't care about anyone. And then it's like when they die, you're just like, well, they were just a cog in the machine, and not even in a good way,
Yeah.
Actually, the funny thing is with Rogue One, I'm like, yo, if nothing big happens with these motherfuckers, I don't care. And then fucking Seraph got blown up. I was like, and then my Lord and Master showed up, and it was like the most amazing thing ever.
Yeah, and that's the thing that, like, it took us 40 years, y'all. It took us 40 years to have a reason why Darth Vader is fucking cool. Like, and I will say with Hovig, that was amazing. That was the best Star Wars moment in my fucking whole.
Can we cancel all the other stupid side Star Wars story shits and get a Vader movie like that he was then?
Thank you.
Like, that would be nice. I mean, I would like to see him kill more people. Like, man, I can't get over that, man.
It was beautiful.
There's so many times I'm just sitting there because I have Rogue One and I have it on my digital HD shit. Just the other day I was at work. We were talking about it. I was like, I got to pull this shit up and I got to rewatch this fucking Darth Vader scene because I got so... Man, just that one part when he has this poor bastard up on the fucking ceiling. You can go, bah! Well, not even fucking... I'm marking. I fangirl. I'm sorry.
No, you see Ganja's face though, it's making him remember it, and like I'm sure Ganja still looks at that like, man, that shit was beautiful. Like all of us are, I think, But like, what were you saying, just?
Oh, and I was just saying that the fact that makes it even more frustrating. That scene with Darth Vader that everyone loves, that was a reshoot scene. That almost wasn't in the movie because that was, they had a wholly different ending. So it's like these guys don't know what they're doing with the Star Wars universe. They keep making up new stuff. I mean, and I would say this even. With all the complaints about differences, there were a few of the spoiler details I thought were okay. Like maybe Allie, since you haven't had a chance to, I haven't tossed back to you just yet. Did you like the fact that they kill off Snoke halfway through the movie?
Oh yeah, I loved it.
I loved it, right?
I loved it.
They did do some good stuff. Like Snoke, they were hyping him up like he was another like Darth Sidious, and I was like, oh great, all right, whatever. This dude's gonna be the typical, Lord of the Sith, whatever. And when they killed him, I was like, bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo.
But that's the thing. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say one thing. Don't count anything out yet, because getting cut in the Star Wars universe don't mean shit no more.
Yeah.
That's pretty dead, though.
Darth Maul says, what up, though?
Yeah, true.
That motherfucker came back.
See Darth Maul's body at the bottom of whatever that thing was on Naboo. So that's a little different than, like, having a close-up face of Snoke being like,
and another thing,
his face did look like that.
And another thing is that if you pay attention to Snoke and how he fucking looks, he looks like he's been through some shit. So I really think that he's probably going to return in the next one because I think he can fucking heal himself. I mean, I hope he doesn't because I thought it was great that the fucking apprentice killed the fucking master, which is kind of. You never notice that these masters are dying pretty easily. Like Darth Vader took this motherfucker and just chokeslammed him off the goddamn. Into the reactor beam or whatever the fuck it was.
That's the thing. Like, I hate that I'm gonna explain Star Wars with Star Wars because this movie showed me I don't fucking know what I'm talking about. But before The Last Jedi, Hovik, it used to be the rule of two, which the master
and an apprentice.
Yeah, the apprentice always gets stronger than the master and he has to kill him. This is the first time the movie's fucking done it.
Yeah.
No, but even then, Vader killed off his master with Darth Sidious.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, but he kills him for the good side. This is the first time that he kills him because he wants to take over his power in the First Empire.
And then
oh well, okay, go ahead, Hovik.
I was just gonna bring up how Palpatine ordered Count Dooku to be killed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, but that wasn't a direct thing. Like it's supposed to be that Vader was supposed to kill him, take over the Empire for his own self, and then train an apprentice. That was what the difference is that he didn't do that. He went into the light side and saved him for Luke.
Yeah, and if you actually read the Darth Vader comics that they've been releasing, which is fucking amazing, by the way, there are so many fucking times Vader's like, "I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker," and he just tries so hard to kill the
constantly.
Emperor.
Yeah.
Constantly. Yo, you know that boy hates him, but he can't do nothing about it.
No, that's another thing that I had to talk about too. And okay, like here's another thing with me and Hovik. If you guys watch Ringside Hangout, me and him discuss writing so much on that fucking shit where I hate wrestling because they do not like continuity and they want you to go and read the dirt sheets and shit to learn about behind the scenes stuff. Because one thing I really can't stand.
Wait, Nick, you watch wrestling for the plot?
Justin, shut the fuck. But anyways.
Delete, brother Nick.
No.
Delete it.
But the thing that's frustrating. No, and Justin, like you gotta watch it first. But like the thing is like one thing that really frustrates me with Star Wars is like even right now with Hovig, you know, read the Darth Vader comics. How about tell me the story in this 3-hour fucking movie? Like
yeah, no, I totally agree with you because that's what's killing Halo too. Because there's like if you read the book, this makes sense in Halo 5. It's like no, I don't need to read the book. It shouldn't be mandatory. So no, I totally agree.
Like you tell me the story, like I hate that shit. It's just like that's why people are like, oh, take it out of canon, and it's like you think that would be a ridiculous thing to ask for and ridiculous thing to say, but it's like, well, is it? Because I don't know what the fuck is going on.
I'm with you on that. Oh, the one big thing, like I've probably said it before. I don't know. I think I've spoken to you about it, like one-on-one.
Oh yeah, personally, yeah.
Yeah, personally, that Star Wars is my favorite film franchise of all time. The one fucking thing I hate about it is this fucking extended universe, is the fucking Legends, is all that shit. Because I'm like, it's like I don't want to read all these books. There's so many of them. Like last night, I was on my Kindle app because Prime, you get like free books and shit, and I'm like, God damn, there's a shit ton of fucking Star Wars books, and I gotta read all this just to understand some shit. It's like. I ain't got time for that.
and in defense, because I know someone's probably gonna talk shit about me or you, Hovik, in the chat. But it's like the thing is, we know that if you read these books, there won't be no questions. They'll tell you everything. Yeah. But in 40 years of cinema, movie after movie after movie after movie, why are we still confused about shit? Like this, I should be able to explain every single bit. It's been 40 years.
Nick,
what's up?
Read the books.
I just wanted to choke Hovik.
No, but like, and the biggest thing too, you guys talk about the Snoke thing. The one thing that frustrated me about that is like I was actually liking his fucking look. I was like, oh, here's what's gonna happen, and they kill him so fast. I was like, that should have been the end of the movie. That's a big moment. I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, holy shit. And it's over, or you just move on to Captain fucking Phasma, who's alive for like 10 minutes, and fucking.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was so stupid, the Phasma stuff. It's like, oh, she's going to have a much bigger role in this movie than she did in the first film. And it's, again, a wasted moment to give Finn a hero moment. And he like, throws his little baton at her a couple times, knocks her helmet a little bit, and then she falls to her death, supposedly.
Well, no, that woman is not dead. Because if y'all remember, that fucking blaster, like, bounced right off of her. Oh, I really don't think fire's going to get... She might get a little fucked up over here in the eye where it was broken, but she ain't dead.
Yeah, still, the point is, that scene was stupid.
I'm really hoping that's the case of it, because if they really Boba Fett her ass again, and in the next movie she doesn't show up, I'm gonna be pissed, brother, because that just shows you this movie was a shot to remake of Empire and Return of the Jedi. That they even copied a big plot point that everyone fucking hates. Even non-canon face like Nick was like, so that was Boba Fett? Okay. And they still repeated it for the new trilogy.
And the funny thing is, I love how you brought up Boba Fett, is because that motherfucker's still alive.
Yeah, man. So,
I swear to God, I'll kill you in that extended universe.
And Allie, I'm gonna ask you, like, okay, so I know you just said earlier that you like the Snoke thing. How do you feel about them dying so fast, or him dying so fast, and then all of his little minions getting killed, like fucking no time.
I was fine with it because I thought he was a waste of time.
Yeah.
Like Kylo Ren's the better developed villain in this, and he's a much more dynamic villain. I think more so than like a lot of different villains we've seen in Star Wars or any other movies. So I'm okay with that. Like, have him be the main person. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I love Kylo. I said it a long time ago. I was like, best character in the fucking trilogy right now.
Yeah,
Okay, I like Kylo a lot, but
yeah.
I was gonna say, do we need his shirtless scene? Why the frick do we need to have him?
Fan service.
It was stupid.
That was
That service to
stupid.
what?
Yeah.
It was just,
Some- I saw a
it was
really
just
great,
for one punchline that had no relevance to the rest of that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
No, and actually, that's actually a good point because a lot of the humor felt really out of place. And it's like, look, I get there's lots of jokes in Star Wars. In fact, Force Awakens had really good jokes throughout it. But those jokes made sense in the story. These jokes feel really anachronistic. Like, where'd that crystal critter go? Or, the shirtless scene. Or, just a bunch of jokes that feel like they're totally out of place in this whole story. And I was really shocked by people like, this is the funniest, Star Wars movie ever. I'm like, I could really think of like 3 moments I laughed. Once in the beginning, and then maybe 2 scattered little punchlines here and there.
They never obviously watched the prequels drunk. You can laugh your ass off very easily.
Yeah, I laughed. No.
I hate sand.
I was just about to say that shit.
I hate them.
Sand. I hate that sand.
But I will say too, and we just have to bring this up. I got nothing really to say about it either. But it's like the Luke Skywalker death thing. That was some fucking trash too. I fucking hate how he was doing that holographic. What we call that shit? The hologram. What's it called?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Okay, explain the scene better.
Yeah. Well, no.
It's called
that's
projection.
Projection. Yeah, but it's the new Cybot scene. I mean, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
Mortal Kombat reference for y'all. But him fucking fighting Kylo Ren from so far away. Why weren't you doing that a long time ago? I know that things were explained off camera, but it's like all these movies, we should know about this. That's a fucking really cheap ass way to confuse me and be like, that's the twist, that he can be in 2 places at once because he's thinking really hard. Fuck you. That's bullshit. And then he still dies because he got so tired out. You should have given that to Kylo Ren. That would have been so cool if Kylo Ren kills him and it's like, damn, that's a bad motherfucker. He killed Snoke and he killed Luke Skywalker. Fuck yeah, Kylo Ren is a shit. Fuck Darth Vader. They didn't even do that.
Hold up now.
What?
Hold up now. Don't say fuck Darth Vader, bro.
No, fuck Darth Vader. I love saying that shit. He fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Like,
It's the problem again, is that mentality Ryan Johnson went in just like, well, if we do this, what if we do the opposite of this? And that's the only thing he thought through with. I was like, well, instead of killing Luke, what if he didn't kill Luke? But Luke died anyway.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. And that's the thing. It's just like, and going back to wrestling shit, where the fuck, Hovig, you gotta build your character. What's up?
BBM got it right there. I mean,
What'd you say?
He's like, if Kylo Ren killed Luke, the fans would roar in anger. So there's not going to be
roaring.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. It's like there's no pleasing anybody.
Yeah.
Especially with fucking Star Wars. You either hate it or you fucking love it,
Yeah, but it's like, I'd rather piss off just nerdy fanboys and fangirls than just make a shit movie. Because, like, honestly, if you're a person who cares about script, story, and rules in your fucking film, then you don't have a problem with this movie. Because, at the end of the day, I hate Star Wars, but Force Awakens was good. Empire Strikes Back was good. Like, even Phantom Menace was okay.
Yeah, you say Empire Strikes Back was good, right?
Yeah.
I actually just found this shit out yesterday saying that when Empire Strikes Back came out, people fucking hated it.
Yeah, exactly.
To be fair, the public were not as angry with it as the critics were. The critics were kind of on that bandwagon of like, oh, this is just stupid science fiction garbage kind of stuff. And I found that's the interesting thing is that we have the opposite situation where the critics are all like, man, this is the best Star Wars movie. It's so awesome. And it's the fan base that are ones that are turning.
The critics were the fans back then, and now we just moved up a generation.
I think that's the problem. I think that's the problem is that a lot of critics are fanboys or they're hipsters. And I'm not trying to say that to be demeaning. I'm just saying it's kind of true. Just looking at a bunch of the YouTube critics and some of the people working for the big magazines and newspapers, they're kind of those people, just reading their writing and that stuff. I'm like, look, you say all this stuff as if you're ignoring all these problems in it. Like, it's like, oh, it's good because it does different stuff. Different doesn't always mean good, just because I decided to urinate on the film rather than, do something else. I don't know. I'm just saying, just because it's different than what I usually do, it doesn't make it better than what I was doing before.
And I will say, like, for me personally, and I was telling this constantly to Allie, and she was completely disagreeing with me, but I was like, I want this to be a remake of Empire Strikes Back. I want them to do the same shit. But they did half of that, they half-assed that, and they half-assed doing new shit. So, in general, they just made sure to piss everybody off. Like, you know, like, let's not, you know, risk pissing one side off. Let's just make sure that no one's fucking happy. Like,
that's the thing, Nick,
stupid.
like, I've tried to defend Star Wars when it comes to stuff like this because I know it can be repetitive with the callbacks, especially when George Lucas took it back in the prequels. To be honest with you, I don't count the prequels because that's not what we're dealing with right now. We're dealing with Disney and their writers who we thought were going to bring something new to the table, expand on it, add new character development. Basically did what they did for the Marvel series where they created new stuff as well as blending old material that you couldn't even tell they were doing callbacks or Easter eggs to old material within the comic books. And instead, we are just getting copy-paste George Lucas syndrome again with the Star Wars franchise. To the point that I would let it go. Oh, thank you, Eric, for coming by. Next time, man.
Yeah, take care, bro.
Bye.
All right,
I'll see you all later on when she's not quite as squirmy.
All right, tell her I said what up. No, but anyways, I don't know what the fuck. That was stupid, y'all. Sorry. But no, but I mean, as far as that shit goes, yeah, go ahead.
Like I was saying though, Nick, is the thing is, if all the stuff that I used to defend that they're going to change with the Disney movie, because Star Wars Force Awakens, I saw all the criticism that everyone says now, like you, Porno Chris, all the people that were basically hating on because everyone was getting their first Star Wars hit after 10 years of sobriety, so everyone was high off of it.
Yeah.
And after that, I've started to realize that me trying to defend Force Awakens, that it wasn't the same. It was the same movie as New Hope. It was doing a lot of callbacks. It was guilty of reference the movie. And now that I just saw Last Jedi do that over again, and I can't defend it because I told people, well, if they do it in The Last Jedi, then I guess I don't know what to say, man. But I just think they're adding new with the old and old with the new, and they're trying to blend it so everyone gets hyped. And like you said, this one they dropped the ball on both factors. So as me and fucking Trey have discussed, I'm probably done with the Star Wars films as it is right now. If they're going to keep doing this shit, where it's just call back to the movie to the point that they do scene by scene remakes that I could post on YouTube when we're watching it in the Rabbit, that scenes are happening directly from the prequels as well as the original trilogy. That's ridiculous. I shouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, and I mean,
No, and that's the thing. It's like, again, if you know, I can say Force Awakens, at least that was fun to watch. Yes, it was referencing and ripping off sequences and that stuff, but I still enjoy watching it because it's a well-made movie. And I think that is just the problem, is that we can't, you know, it's again, they just don't know what they're doing with this series. They don't know.
Go
ahead.
No, I mean, I agree with you, but like the one thing that just frustrates me, because I mean, we're gonna end off over here, and I'm the only one who hasn't really rated it. So I'm just gonna say straight up, like, once again, fuck it, 0 out of 5. And the only reason why I'm so mad about it is that, man, Allie won me over a little bit before. Like, I mean, I used to always hate this shit, and Allie was like, no, like, watch the prequels, watch this, watch that. And honestly, she was like, she showed me the world, like, you know. And I was kind of like digging it a little bit. Me and Hovig actually had talks after our shows, and we're like nerding out together. I was like, holy shit, I can't believe I'm having to talk about Star Wars with Hovig. This is fucking fun. I get it. I get the fun. This movie dragged the entire franchise down. I no longer think Force Awakens is that good, because that fucking Force thing that happens in that movie and all the abilities that they have but then don't have but then they might have, or then whatever the fuck, because of this film and the rules that it's changed for the entire fucking lore of Star Wars, that shit's bad too now. Force Awakens is bad. Empire Strikes Back, where the fuck is bad. Phantom Menace, at least it's just so stupid it's fun and doesn't really need any of the lore. For me, that went up a little bit. Everything else is complete shit. And
Nick, to add to your point, he went out his way to try to explain what the Force was with midichlorians, and everyone hated that shit too. So
yeah, it's just like, it's crazy. There's even a scene in the movie where I'm like, okay, like, man, serious, all the serious music playing, and then Luke Skywalker starts milking a fucking thing's 4 balls and squeezes blue purple milk into his fucking.
Unnecessary.
That scene was funny because all it did was the creature turned back. Was like, "You want some too, babe?"
I was man, when I saw that shit, I was waiting for that animal to be like, y'all got a cigarette?
No shit. But it's like, man, I mean, if you're really out of ideas to that extent where you have to, like, man, we need this very serious scene. The old bearded Luke Skywalker needs milk, so we need to see him squeeze the titty and squeeze all the milk out of this big inflated titty / animal testicle, whatever the fuck this goddamn thing is. I hate this fucking film, and I hate this franchise. And to be honest, I'm not trying to be mean with you, Allie or Ganja, but it's like, when you guys say you hate this film, I don't get it, because this is the problem with all these fucking movies. And I don't know how a Star Wars fan could say this is a bad movie when we've gotten shit after shit after shit over fucking 40 years. 40 years of complete bullshit and fucking taking advantage of their fan base and just fucking not changing, not keeping to your own rules that you fucking make. Weird incest shit that they don't even fucking discuss, like Luke Skywalker making out with his fucking sister. Like, ugh! I hate this franchise. I really fucking despise it, and I hope it never fucking makes another movie, which it will, because people are fucking stupid. But
yet you'll keep watching wrestling with all its inconsistencies.
Watch it once, Justin, and then maybe you can fucking wrap your head around it. Like,
hey, Justin, I have the perfect arc for you. It's called the Matt Hardy Broken arc. Yeah. It starts on TNA and then it goes to WWE. It is amazing acting, brother.
And as Hovig, Hovig, I'm a wrestling nerd. I talk shit about wrestling all the time. I don't even want to watch the shit anymore. I fucking hate wrestling.
I said it on the show. What was it? Monday night. I was like, listen, I'm a dedicated fucking wrestling fan, especially with WWE. Sunday night there was a pay-per-view, and it was the first pay-per-view in like almost like 3 or 4 years that I did not watch because I just gave no fucks about it. So
same here. I mean, I'm literally now I have Trey and Hovig doing the actual watching because I can't watch this shit anymore. That's how much I despise wrestling.
You got us doing the dirty work,
Nick. Yeah. You know how you are right now in wrestling? That's how me and Ali just got here with Star Wars. We're starting to realize all the shit you're realizing with the WWE and pulling out. We're pulling out now.
Yeah, and I mean we're in this together, bro.
Yeah. All I gotta say is see y'all for episode 9.
And plus Hovig is like see y'all for Raw and SmackDown.
You know what?
The Han Solo movie.
That Han Solo movie, I'm not seeing in theaters, and if I do see it, it's by magical force powers that I saw it.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna wait till like I actually hear some reliable feedback, not from general critics, but at least from friends I know who are critics, because I've just found that also. Again, this is me being out of character in this. I start to really get hesitant with critic reviews for certain movies now, because it's like if so many of these critics are going to buy into the Star Wars hype blindly, what it feels like, then who am I going to trust for official reviews? Because my best friend was the one who warned me, you're probably not going to like this movie, and most things he said I found were actually pretty true, unfortunately.
Yeah, and the one thing that's the worst about this, honestly, is I see Ali and Ganja, and they love, like, honestly, especially with Ganja, like, except for history, I don't see a whole lot of passion coming out of Ganja usually. No offense. But
I'm high all the time, sir.
Yeah, but I mean, and like Ali, she has her things that she's into, whatever. But they love fucking Star Wars, and it's like to see them get this ticket the first day it's available. Ali has the thing. We actually watch her get the ticket because she fucking flips out screaming, "Oh my god!" Like she's going through all this shit to get these tickets ahead of time so she can get the perfect seat and the perfect feeling with her and her mom and the special, beautiful fucking mother-daughter moment. And Ganja with him and his dick in his popcorn bag, and everything's great. And and like everything, and it's like to see that Google Hangouts call, man. They came back that night, and it's just like, fuck. And I'm like, that is sad. Like,
well, I lied to myself, dude, because I told you it was hype. I remember because me and Trey talked about it. He was like, "Didn't you say it was lit in the chat room?" I was like, "Yeah." And so I thought about it more, and then watched the
but
talk to people.
Yeah, but I see the energy.
I loved it because it was just generic Star Wars. I didn't love it because anything new.
Yeah, and to see the energy like sucked out of Ali, man, like it's just it hurts me to see that happen to y'all. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just I seriously, when fans like that are leaving your fucking shit and they don't like it and they're saying bad things, that's a bad sign. Like we can, like me and you, Hovig, we can disagree all day long about this, but it's like these two are just as passionate, I feel, as you are. Like, man, Ali will talk my head off over some fucking lore. And to see them escape this shit or want to get out of it, that's a bad sign, But with this talk to Hovig, has your mind changed at all? Or are you saying fuck all y'all? Like,
I'm actually gonna go see it again on Friday because my buddy.
I swear to God, I'll fucking choke.
You're not helping.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go see it again on Friday. As a matter of fact, my buddy's taking me for my birthday, and like I said,
he don't love you.
he loves me somehow. He paid for the ticket. So
no, but yeah.
But what was I gonna say? Yeah, man. Yeah, like I said earlier, like I understand everyone's complaints about it. Like I said, not everything is going to hit with everybody. shit always happens with every fucking Star Wars movie. I feel actually it's like almost every fucking type of a popcorn blockbuster, like Marvel, DC, Star Wars, even fucking whatever. It's like it's always going to be divided, and there's always going to be complaints. And I understand everybody's complaints with The Last Jedi, and okay, I still like the movie.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's cool. Like, I'm actually like, hey, you're passionate about it. You know for sure you like it. And that's totally cool. But I will say, like, I actually like the episodes, like right now, like this whole secondary trilogy. Last Jedi is a step in the wrong direction. Maybe they can fix it. I love Force Awakens. Rogue One doesn't count as part of this trilogy, so I'm not even counting that. I can't wait for fucking episode 9. I want to see if it's good. I like Finn. I love Kylo Ren. I love Kylo Ren. Don't fuck him up, y'all. But yeah, man.
And also, let Rose stay unconscious. Just don't wake her up. We don't need her anymore.
And throw that bitch in a back to tank or whatever the fuck. Medically induce her into a coma to the point where she's about to fucking die. I don't care about that. Man, that bitch could go to fucking hell. Like, she had one job. One fucking job. Let this motherfucker be a hero for one fucking minute in his life. Yeah, it was going to be a goddamn casualty, but let that boy have one fucking that bitch could even do. She thought about her fucking damn self and how much she want that damn dick. That's all she wanted. God damn it. Fuck you, Rose, and stop crying to your damn interviews because you're in a goddamn Star Wars movie. Man, fuck you and your fucking hole you came from.
Damn, holy shit.
Wow.
People, if you want more of that shit, go to Reen's.
Tell us how you really feel.
You want me to dial it up a bit?
Oh, no, I'm scared now.
Directed at somebody in the chat room. I support it.
No, but here's the thing. We're going to be ending off now, man. It was a fun night, etc. I'm still scared for the next Star Wars movie where we're going to be finding more, but the fans who actually agree with Hovig and think that he's a voice of reason, you can get more of him yelling at me and thinking I'm fucking wrong on the Rainside Hangout. Check that shit out. This boy is awesome. I really have fun with him and my boy Trey. He is my son. He came from my growing, my nuts, my balls, Trey's face. So anyways, yep.
This is what we deal with on Mondays and Tuesdays, people.
Absolutely.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and sometimes Sundays.
So yeah, that's gonna be it. Ganja. On the count of 3, man. 1, 2, and that motherfucking 3. Attack that shit!
That was a whole lot of shit that just happened. I don't know what happened.
I know, man. So many balls. So much Trey balls.